The Democrats are always asking, how do we win back men? Just be real. Not a monster and not a doormat. Is that so hard? And as far as the last 10,000 years thing, well, who invented the wheel and figured out fire? I don't know. No one knows. Totally could have been a woman. And women throughout history undoubtedly would have contributed more if men had taken them more seriously, like those African-American math whizzes at NASA who helped put a man on the moon. But can't the pendulum ever land in the middle in this country? Can't we have something in between a complete who dares not open his mouth for fear of mansplaining and owning a tiger?
It looks like Bill Maher's war with Hollywood isn't slowing down anytime soon. This time, he's taking aim at one of Tinseltown's favorite pastimes, shaming men. Everywhere you look, from big-budget movies to flashy commercials, traditional manhood is being mocked like it's some outdated offense. But Maher isn't playing along. In a recent episode of his show, he went scorched earth on Hollywood's twisted portrayal of masculinity. And it was as hilarious as it was brutal. Buckle up, because Maher didn't just make jokes. He fired shots straight at the heart of woke Hollywood.
Let's make the Father's Day we just celebrated the last one that takes place in a culture where dads have become such punching bags. Literally the last demographic group that TV, ads, and movies can still depict as clueless, useless dip. Basically just another child that mom has to look after. Every sitcom is, tonight on ABC, Larry burns down the house. And the tagline in the commercial for every household product is basically, because your husband is a moron.
Moving in together. It's a big step. A test. A test that Jeff failed miserably.
We've all seen those ads and sitcoms that make your blood boil. The ones where the dad's a clueless idiot who can't change a light bulb without mom rolling her eyes. He's either the joke or the problem. It's insulting not just to men, but to the entire idea of fatherhood. This isn't harmless comedy. It's cultural propaganda dressed as humor. A lazy narrative pushed by modern progressives who think mocking men somehow empowers women. But here's the twist. Even Bill Maher, a lifelong liberal, is done pretending this is okay. When someone like Maher starts calling out Hollywood's anti-masculinity agenda, you know the pendulum has swung way too far.
I'm not sure when this trend started, but I'm going to blame the 1987 movie 3 Men and a Baby. The premise of which is that 3 grown men can't manage to keep a baby alive. The same year gave us Married with Children, with its idiot shoe salesman of a father, followed by an endless parade of eye-roll, short-bus dads, Homer Simpson, Family Guy, Modern Family, Malcolm in the Middle, Everybody Loves Raymond, Home Improvement, according to Jim. And it's not just the old-school broadcast TV sitcoms. It's everywhere. It's highbrow streaming stuff, it's major motion pictures, it's minor motion pictures. It's in everything. And look, I know, I don't have any kids. I made a different choice in life and decided to have money.
This trend didn't appear overnight. It's been brewing for decades, from the 1980s sitcoms to today's so-called modern storytelling. Mocking men became a cultural sport that no one dared question. Fathers turned into punchlines, husbands into burdens, and masculinity itself into something toxic. The worst part? You're not even allowed to call it out. The second you do, you're labeled insecure or fragile. For years, men have been told to laugh it off, to take the joke, while Hollywood kept turning them into fools for applause. Maher is one of the few voices brave enough to say what millions of men are quietly thinking. Enough is enough.
But all these shows, they can't all be lying about what it's like to have kids.
Your EQ is off the charts, Nick.
Aha, Nick. I'm Nick now. What happened to Dad?
Well, I don't know, Nick. What happened to Dad?
Hey, come in here.
Why are you acting so? I mean, it is only $10.
Charlotte, do you hear how they talk to me? Do you hear how you gotta say something?
Whoa, hold on. When are you guys planning on coming home?
By 11 or 12?
Yeah, soon.
You know you both have school tomorrow.
Oh, that's true. We do. Yeah, he's right.
Solid parenting, Dad. Come on.
What's truly disturbing is how this portrayal seeps into how kids see their fathers. In modern movies and sitcoms, the children are always smarter, sharper, and more self-aware, while the dad is just a walking embarrassment. He's the obstacle to be avoided, the buffoon to be mocked. And when a child does show affection, it's often manipulative, played for laughs, never sincere. This normalization has quietly poisoned how young audiences view respect, family, and authority. The subtle message? Fathers aren't to be honored, they're to be humored. And that's not comedy.
Kids today, they're like Trump. They think the rules don't apply to them. And Mom is always the smart one, the good one. He's just lucky to be in her orbit. And I get it that this is a correction to centuries of women being deemed the weakest. But how long does the correction last? And when will men stop making me throw up in my mouth with the way they pander so nakedly? Ryan Gosling says, I think women are better than men. They're better than us. And Harry Styles' t-shirt agrees. Terry Crews believes it. He says women are smarter than men for real. Even Barack Obama says about women that what I can say pretty indisputably is that you're better than us. Really? Because I don't remember Michelle taking out bin Laden.
Maher's right. The pandering by men today has become painful to watch. Of course, women deserve respect, admiration, and equality. But somewhere along the line, respect turned into performance. Now, everywhere you look, men are bending over backwards to prove how enlightened they are. The compliments sound less like appreciation and more like desperation. It's not partnership anymore. It's posturing. And ironically, this performative praise doesn't empower women. It patronizes them. Maher nails it. When admiration loses sincerity, it's not respect anymore. It's manipulation dressed as virtue.
And here's Will Ferrell's quick human history recap.
Men, we've been running the show since what, 10,000 BC? Something like that? And we're not doing so good. Isn't it just time for women to run the planet?
Yes, a sentiment Leonard Cohen concurs with, saying, I wish the women would hurry up and take over. Well, you know what? Many of them have. And it wasn't that different. Queen Mary burned 300 people at the stake just for being Protestant. Cleopatra, Catherine the Great, Golda Meir, Indira Gandhi, none of them were any less violent or hard than men. Hillary voted for the Iraq War. Marie Antoinette let them eat cake.
And that brings us to another hard truth. Leadership, real leadership, isn't about gender. It's about wisdom, discipline, and courage. The idea that women would automatically lead better just because they're women isn't progress. It's prejudice with a smile. Running a country or a company takes strength, not chromosomes. When we elevate people just to tick diversity boxes, we're not empowering them. We're setting them up for failure. Equality isn't about forced representation. It's about fair opportunity. As Maher points out, competence doesn't come from identity. It comes from character.
So besides being historically naive, this cringy pandering is why teenage boys flock to jerks like Andrew Tate. Now, if you don't know who he is, your teenage son does. He's an accused turned influencer whose videos get billions of views, where he says things like women should bear responsibility for being. Yes, he's a huge and your kid thinks he's cool, because that's the choice of role models that an American teenage boy has, either performative or the manosphere.
This constant pandering and confusion around masculinity has created a crisis, especially for young men. A whole generation is growing up without strong male role models. No one's teaching them discipline, resilience, or purpose. The few men they do see in the public eye are too busy virtue signaling to stand for anything real. So these boys turn to online influencers, desperate for guidance, and end up consuming distorted, toxic versions of masculinity. It's not that they crave dominance. They crave direction. But when society keeps telling them that being a man is dangerous, they'll find validation wherever they can get it, even from the loudest, most misguided voices on the internet.
Can't the pendulum ever land in the middle in this country? Can't we have something in between a complete who dares not open his mouth for fear of mansplaining and owning a tiger?
And then there's the whole mansplaining nonsense. Sure, originally it meant when a man talks down to a woman in a condescending way. Fair enough, no one likes arrogance. But now, it's become a catch-all weapon to silence men completely. Today, a man can respectfully share an opinion or correction and still be accused of mansplaining. The term's been hijacked. It's no longer about stopping rudeness. It's about shutting men up. Normal dialogue has turned into a linguistic minefield where men are afraid to speak, even when they're right. That's not empowerment. That's censorship, disguised as progress.
The Democrats are always asking, how do we win back men? Just be real. Not a monster and not a doormat. Is that so hard? And as far as the last 10,000 years thing, well, who invented the wheel and figured out fire? I don't know. No one knows. Totally could have been a woman. And women throughout history undoubtedly would have contributed more if men had taken them more seriously, like those African-American math whizzes at NASA who helped put a man on the moon. But...
And let's tackle another modern myth, that women are inherently smarter than men. That's not science. That's ideology. Intelligence isn't about gender. It's about experience, education, and individuality. But in the rush to celebrate women, which is great, Hollywood and the media started doing it by tearing men down. As if success has to be a zero-sum game. That's not empowerment. That's insecurity hiding behind hashtags. True equality doesn't demand that one side loses for the other to win. It demands that both are respected for what they bring to the table.
But let's not pretend, my fellow humans with the who are so down on yourselves, that your convenient, pleasant, cushy lives would be anything close to that without a few little things that men did contribute, like electricity, and batteries, and movies, microphones, the plow, the compass, the clock, the alarm clock, the printing press, the internet, the toilet, the telescope, penicillin, planes, the Magna Carta, the telephone, the smartphone, rockets, the theory of universal gravitation, refrigeration, air conditioning, the theory of evolution, the computer, AI. Oh, sorry about that one.
Let's not forget, men have helped shape every civilization on Earth. They've built cities, advanced science, written music, painted masterpieces, and explored frontiers that shaped the modern world. Yes, history has its flaws, but it's also full of men who dared to dream, build, and create. Yet somehow, modern culture wants men to apologize for existing, as if every mistake in history cancels out every achievement. Being proud of manhood isn't arrogance. It's gratitude for generations who built the world we now take for granted. Men shouldn't feel guilty for being men. They should feel responsible and proud.
And the George Foreman grill. You know, men built the railroads and the roads, not to mention democracy and the Bill of Rights. And oh yeah, dying by the tens of millions to end slavery, defeat fascism, and face down communism. When your power goes out and comes back in 20 minutes, that's because a man in a raincoat went out in the wind and the lightning and climbed a pole and with live wires. I'm just saying, men were not completely useless. So if you want to know what to get Dad next Father's Day, how about a little respect?
Men deserve respect, not for being perfect, but for enduring, protecting, and building through every era of human progress. They've sacrificed their lives in wars, carried the weight of labor that built nations, and created the inventions that power our modern world. These are not small feats. They're the backbone of civilization. Yet Hollywood continues to mock and diminish them as weak, lost, or laughable. That narrative has to end. Respecting manhood doesn't mean disrespecting womanhood. It means telling the truth about